Voiceovers are used in a wide range of video media, playing an important role in narratives, automated dialogue replacement, also known as ADR, and news reporting. A great voiceover will add clarity and add depth to your story, but a poor voiceover will only serve as a distraction to your audience. In this video, we'll give you a step-by-step guide to DIY voiceovers. Having a flexible space allows you to configure and arrange your booth to suit your needs. Voiceovers and other methods of vocal capture utilize similar techniques when it comes to setting up and recording. Pick a room that offers the right amount of space and isolation from the street, while also putting as much space between you and common sources of noise like foot traffic, sinks, toilets, and common areas. Unless you are recording in a space the size of a small closet, you'll want to shrink your recording area in order to get a tighter sound. You can create a freestanding vocal booth by using two acoustically treated right-angle panels, a portable stand-mounted vocal booth, and acoustic panels. Here is a step-by-step guide of how to put one together. First, you'll need two tall wooden panels. These can be plywood or cheap wooden closet doors. Mount them at a right angle to each other. You can use right angle brackets for this. Then cover the insides with acoustic tiles. Lower cost ones will do just fine. And lastly, set up the stand mounted booth in front of your panels. Then move the booth back and forth to adjust the amount of deadening. When treating your space, consider both walls and ceilings. Take your new freestanding right angle booth and place it beneath your treated ceiling. Play with the position and rotation to deaden or open up your sound to taste. Aim for a dry sound, but not so dry where it feels like the sound is falling out of the air. Now that you have a recording booth, we can move on to recording. Follow these guidelines and you'll be making great recordings in no time. Common mic choices for this application are shotgun and condenser models. Both are sensitive and directional and provide good pickup. Get your subject to offer a few test passes so you have a bearing of their mic control and how to best adjust your approach. Pop filters and windscreens are a must because of the huge benefits they bring to reducing plosives and sibilants. Their effects on harsh P and S sounds is invaluable. A simple way of looking at the relationship between the voice's volume and distance from the microphone is put a quieter voice closer to the mic and a louder one further away. This is assuming that the gain remains the same in each case and the talent is taking charge of controlling their performance. The logic behind this technique is retaining the ability to project your voice and deliver a natural performance. Mic technique takes time to develop and people have a natural tendency to tense up and address the microphone like it's a sleeping bear waiting to bite. Make sure that the microphone setup is approachable and inviting. Adjust the height of the mic to suit the performer's needs. If they need room to flail their arms around, make sure they have it. In cases the subject is not able to control their proximity to the mic, you'll need to do this on your end by adjusting your gain, writing a fader, or adjusting the volume during mixdown. You can either do this while you go or break up recording sessions around the content. Recording passages based on their levels and content is another option. This way you can set your gain per setup instead of constantly changing it, allowing for easy mistakes. Distorted digital audio will never sound good. Now that we have mic placement and a good dry signal, all you need is a great performance. That's easier said than done. Delivering a great vocal performance is as much as a skill as it is a talent. This applies equally to dialogue and singing. Having a great voice only gets you so far. It's normal to need to provide some coaching on mic technique and vocal control to the talent. A great technique for mixing voice and vocals is to ride the fader and capture it as automation. When done right, it captures and extends the natural qualities of the performance relative to the mix. Once you have your fader movements relatively figured out, you can make a bigger commitment to your compression settings. Compression can be added before or after the fact. Doing it after gives you more flexibility to change it later. Some performers will want to perform with it on, and in that case, you'll want to make sure you have it dialed in the way you want. Whichever way you look at it, you'll want to be adding some amount of compression in order to bring up your mix levels and decrease the disparity between louder and quieter sections of your recording. If you're only given two signal processing tools to use for all eternity, they would always be compression and equalization. Your booth should have already delivered a clean recording. Start by removing the usual amount of proximity effect and naturally occurring low end. Next will come the adjustments in the 500, 2500, and 3500 Hz ranges to balance off tone and clarity. The higher registers will address the presence of sibilants and room sound. Make use of a de-esser if you are still having to deal with harsh sibilants that survive the pop filter. A notched EQ can also be used in these cases. With these things considered, recording and mixing voiceovers will be a more pleasant experience for everyone involved, and you will no doubt produce better results than you would recording in an untreated room. Paying attention to your space, your equipment, and your mix will ensure you capture great sounding voiceovers. Thanks for watching.
Continued learning and practice, as well as taking refreshers on the basics, will help keep your skills sharp. Check out our video courses to stay on top of your game. Find a course by visiting videomaker.com/courses or click the link in the description.